Hello everyone, and now welcome to game number 1 in a series. This is going to be between Orc-Worker and TheyCallMeImba, playing under the name Practice Man. For all of you guys out there who are wondering, yes, this particular game is being cast from, I believe it's the War 3 arenas. It's not being cast from the Asian servers, and hence why we have full widescreen mode. Hope you guys are enjoying it, and hopefully my audio issues are addressed and fixed. There may be some balancing issues. I may be a little bit too loud. You know what? Let me try and turn myself down just a little bit. How's that? That might be a little bit better. It no longer sounds like I'm screaming at you from 2 feet away. Hopefully that is the case. For all of you guys who already adjusted your volumes, hopefully you can turn it back up now and get some of these in-game sounds. TheyCallMeImba, opening up with an Archmage over here on the top right-hand side of Echo Isle. Meanwhile, on the top left-hand side of the map, we have Worker spawning as the Yellow Orc. Archmage versus a Blade Master, no real big surprise there, and we will see how all of this does unfold. What is TheyCallMeImba's strategy going to be? I don't believe I've actually cast a game with TheyCallMeImba, so I'm curious as to what he is going to be bringing to the table. Is he going to be going for fast expansions? Actually, well, look at this. He does not have a barracks. TheyCallMeImba opening up without a barracks. He does have a good number of peasants, so he should be able to play down a lot of militia. He's also delayed his second farm just a little bit. So what this is going to allow him to do is check to tier 2 right when this last peasant is done. He will be forced to try and militia creep out this 333 creep camp, and he is not going to have enough experience after taking out this 311. Actually, no, he might have enough experience after taking down the 311. It will get very, very close as the militia now look to finish off the remainder of the forest troll trappers here. Archmage now wandering out across. There is that Blade Master who has taken a little bit of damage. He will most likely sell that scroll of Town Portal, pick up double healing salves, maybe a speed scroll. No, yeah, yes, he does end up picking up that speed scroll, as the Archmage is looking for where possibly that Blade Master could be. A Grunt now wandering around down here, as well as we are setting up that barracks now. That barracks will be completed in just a little bit. We should start getting footmen as the Archmage quickly runs on inside and is now going to go straight after an Orc burrow. All right, very, very aggressive play coming in from the human player. Archmage could be dropping in another Water Elemental, needs to do, or may want to try and do that here. This is going to become very, very close as the Archmage does try and back away. Does not have level 2, so didn't have enough mana for that Brilliance Aura. Could drop another Water Elemental in right here. There it goes. There's a second Water Elemental as that damage is going to start adding up. Worker is going to be in trouble as one is already now taken down. Archmage now going to try and wander around here. Are the peasants going to go ahead and block him? Archmage is actually perhaps pretty content with the current situation, knowing that he's going to delay, and all it's going to really... Whoa! Down to 32 hit points, down to 33. Speed scroll now being used. Archmage most likely will get taken down. No, does not get taken down. That little bit of additional armor, just enough. And there it finally goes. Blade Master does get the final shot off there. If that Archmage was somehow able to finish that off, that would be an amazing, amazing blow. As you now see this one Water Elemental just trying to dance back and forth, trying to deny a bit of experience as it now, well, splashes its way down to the south. Losing a level 1 Archmage that has relatively low mana is not that big of a setback. Losing 2 Orc burrows is going to keep Worker on 20 over 20 supply for quite some time. He's not going to get the necessary amount of grunts, and then that is also going to slow down his creeping. Yes, he will be able to get his Shadow Hunter out perhaps on time, but it is still going to hurt him as the Archmage is already back out on the field. And let's see where exactly he's going to be going. We do see 169 experience. I believe he got some experience for taking down the Orc burrows. They were not canceled, and Orc burrows, as you know, are some of the few buildings that actually give experience. There's the Water Elemental, Null Brute, now absorbing a bit of damage right there. We do not see, well, there's that Arcane Vault, and there is that Lumber Mill with dual Arcane Sanctums already underway. Mountain King already 3/4 of the way out as the Archmage will get to level 2 right here. level 2 Archmage, Brilliance Aura, and Casters. All of this is going to be in play by about the 6-minute mark on the button. Mountain King will be coming out, and this particular build order and strategy has really been min-maxed on this map. Archmage will probably be picking up a Clarity Potion. Mountain King may want a Clarity Potion as well, or perhaps a Scroll of Regeneration just for later use, as we are looking at selling some items and now getting in. Nope, it's going to be Ivory Towers instead. And this is going to really put down the pressure. In comes the militia. There goes some some casters. Another priest could be added into this mix as well. 33/36 supply. Another caster should be added in momentarily, as the Archmage is already ready to go, purposely going after all of these units here. And what is the real reason for going after all of these units? I'm not 100% quite sure. Perhaps trying to get one more caster into the mix. It's going to be getting up a third sorceress instead of a second priest, as the remainder of this creep camp will get cleared out, giving a little bit more better items. Forest Troll Trapper now gone. Another Forest Troll Trapper will get taken out. Archmage, though, out of mana. Will it get enough? That is the big question, as we now see... well, why was it pinging there? Another Orc Burrow in position here. 28/30 supply. I guess he was supply blocked again. That was what the pings were about, as we now see the grunts now looking to back off here. Where is that Blade Master? Blade Master is right here, sitting at level 2. Does have a potion of invulnerability, but the Archmage, Water Elementals, all of these units are already here ready to go, as this one Water Elemental should perhaps be hiding back off to the north. Ivory Tower positions, very, very crucial here. Going to be very difficult to get to and impossible to really try and surround. Altar of Storm showing 37/40 supply, as the guard towers are going to be providing a little bit of support, and pretty much that is it. Maybe the lead one could deal damage onto the stronghold, but it may be just a bit too far, as the Blade Master breaks wind walk onto that Mountain King there. Guard tower 50% done. Peasants perhaps on auto repair already. Water Elemental all positioned here, as we could be going into a bit of an engagement. Demolisher already coming out. It looks as though Worker is going to have his work cut out for him if he can save all of these demolishers here. And yes, by getting up that lumber mill early, he knew what exactly to expect and what to do. All right, there's that splash attack right there. 2 of the guard towers are within range. There's a little bit of splash damage there, as the peasants are going to be doing auto repair, and perhaps we should be looking at a bit of damage being absorbed here. Let's take a look. Water Elemental off to the north here. A little bit of splash damage coming through from that Demolisher. A second Demolisher not being added, as there are not enough Orc Burrows down. Footman now trying to engage Stormbolt onto the Spirit Walker. Spirit Walker trying to perhaps head back. Now going to use that regeneration, as we now see that the Blade Master is trying to go after this right here. This is not looking good at all, but the Demolisher, the guard tower, should end up getting taken down here in just a moment. There's a final blow. No Dust of Appearance, as a new guard tower quickly gets added, and it is just going to get canceled again. This is just putting a lot of pressure here, as we're looking at the Blade Master backing away. He cannot break Windwalk yet. He's going to end up taking too much damage, as now the casters are all in position. Mountain King trying to engage. Blade Master is right here. Ends up getting surrounded in a very, very dangerous spot. Is going to be invisible, and he's going to be able to escape back out here in just a moment. There's a Stormbolt not happening in time. There goes one Footman, as the casters are trying to use that range attack to take down that Orc Burrow that could end up supply blocking Worker again. However, the casters are all backing off once more, as the Mountain King tries to finish off all of these units. Mountain King has enough for one more Stormbolt. Is it going to be enough? Invisibility onto that Mountain King. Mountain King does end up surviving just again for a little bit more, but the Workers units are taking so much damage, as this one grunt down to 63 hit points. Ensnare onto the Archmage. Archmage now down to 300 some odd hit points. There it goes. Gonna go ahead and survive ever so barely, as the grunt now down to 4 hit points somehow survives again. All right, Spellbreaker being added into the composition here. Stormbolt onto the Forest Troll Berserker. That's going to be some easy pickings if it wasn't for the healing wave. Sorceresses now need to back off again. There goes another guard tower, as that Blade Master becomes a pincushion for all of those guard tower arrows. Mountain King gonna have enough mana in just a little bit. Sorceresses now need to hide back again, as we see the Spellbreaker just trying to go to town here. Is it gonna be enough? That Sorceress down to 64 hit points. Splash not hitting its target either, as the Demolisher now tries to get in position to take down this Scout Tower here. All right, we could see a Hex. No Hex. Shadowhunter is sitting at level 2, not yet at level 3, Level 2 healing wave would be absolutely perfect as the pressure is now being brought on. Imba doing a great job just trying to keep this pressure up, but at some point, well, a key piece could get taken out, and that's exactly what happened there. All of a sudden, that unit was taken out after the ensnare. Even though it was invisible, the unit that ensnares it can still see it, and that's the reason why it was taken out. All right. Water Elemental is in position. Perhaps you should just be bringing over the Water Elemental anyways. You know that it has a time life, not going to do much of anything as the Spellbreaker is in position again. All right, there's the fight back once more. Stormbolt, Healing Wave most likely incoming. No, Mountain King now sitting at level 2. Stormbolt is ready. Is he going to survive? He is down to 17 hit points. He gets taken out. The ensnare, chain ensnares, making sure that the Mountain King was still visible on from the rest of that army, as the guard towers will now slowly get demolished. Water Elemental purposely getting into harm's way, even allowing for some extra damage there. All right, Shadow Hunter is in pursuit right now. Looks to be able to finish off the remainder of these peasants. There goes one. 174 critical strike. Didn't even notice the dual claws of attack. One at 6, the other at 9, as the Blade Master going to get his man and finish off another peasant again. 171 damage right there. Let's take a look at this. Archmage quickly using that clarity potion is back in play. Mountain King now getting resurrected. Slow resurrection time. Not quite sure why the resurrection took so long, as we are now going to be looking at Militia coming back the other way again. Blade Master could end up without mana, and nope, does end up without mana, but using Windwalk first. The Spellbreakers could have easily attacked, made sure that the Blade Master did not have enough mana, and with that perhaps could have landed some sort of surround before Speed Scroll could have been used. Archmage now looking to back off here. What can he really do in order to get back into this game? We are sitting at tier 2 only. We are looking at 56 over 60 supply, and we do not, I repeat, do not have an expansion. Worker sitting at 49 over 50, as the Demolisher going to finish off the guard towers off to the north. Archmage continuing to be brought over here. Gonna drop a Water Elemental, most likely needs to get to level 3. There's a Water Elemental. It's trying to absorb a bit of damage. It is not going to have that much time life left in him, as the Spellbreakers finish off the remaining Nightcrawlers and Murloc Huntsmen and Tide Runners. Archmage is at level 3 now. There's one Nightcrawler. There goes another Tome of Strength now left behind, as the Orc army ready to line up another attack. Guard Tower getting finished off here. Berserker Strength being added. Those grunts will be significantly stronger. Up to 800 some odd hit points, as the Mountain King, well, is going to end up getting into a little bit of trouble. There's an ensnare onto a priest. There goes one priest. Priest number 2 going to get taken out. Blade Master now at level 4, bouncing all of that healing wave around. Mountain King looking for easy targets, does find a low hit point Raider, does stun him out, and again get a little bit more damage, as the Spellbreakers are trying to figure out what to happen next. The Kobold Tunnelers have just been stunning units left and right. But the Raiders, I guess he was not expecting this large of an army. All right, Worker is actually losing a lot more units than I would have expected here. The Spellbreakers going to town here, and now going after the Spirit Walkers. The Spirit Walker down to 277 hit points. The casters could just really finish them off now. As you can see what is going on, Blade Master does get a big critical strike here. May need to use a Potion of Invulnerability. There's a bash. There's a Scroll of Town Portal, as the Archmage stays at level 3. All of those units, the remaining units, just able to stay alive here, as we are going to be looking at a Renegade Wizard getting taken out. All right, Lightning Shield on the Sorceress. It will get backed off. Talisman of Evasion added to the Mountain King, as we are looking to where these units are going to be going next. All right, Peasants now going back to work here. Somehow Human able to have a decent sized army, even though he did have that failed tower attempt. Bloodlust now on the Sorceress. Mountain King now sitting at level 3. Gloves of Haste being added, and that will allow for more procs of Bash. Back off to the north here. 49 over 60 supply. Sorceress, Archmage, Murloc's going to go ahead and engage. Are we going to see a tier 2 tome? Level 2 Brilliance Aura. That is a big level indeed for the Archmage, as all of a sudden the Sorceresses are at least generating, I believe, 3 to 5 mana a second. Yeah, I think it's I think it's about 5 mana or 4 mana a second at this point. The sorceress is able, it seems more like 3 mana a second, able to do a great job, 4 to 5 mana a second, and will be able to bring all of the slows. All right, units gonna go ahead and engage against each other. Are the sorceresses gonna be able to land a slow? That is the big question. Demolisher does get in an attack there as the sorceress gets ensnared. A little bit of losing control by the human player as we're looking at 63 over 66 supply. Archmage is in position. Blade Master, what is it gonna try and do? He's in a very strange spot. Unless he, short of a Blade Storm, nothing, no real reason to break Windwalk right there as the Blade Master now heading back off to the north. All right, let's see what's going to be happening next. Demolishers, Grunts, Raiders now all heading back off here. Mountain King now coming back. We'll see where all of these units are going. There, that is a large Spellbreaker army, Tier 2 caster army, 63 over 72 supply, as we are now going into more Spellbreakers once again. Somehow, Orc-Worker is just sitting inside his base, and he is not creeping out the necessary creep camps. Water Elemental heading off to the north. We'll see the incoming Orc army here in just a moment, and should be able to reposition his units in time. All right, let's take a look at the Stormbolt straight up onto a Raider. Units are going to go ahead and engage. Blade Master not going to go ahead and engage as well. Is that Raider going to get taken down? No, a quick healing wave. But the remainder of the units were not low on hit points, so the healing wave did not heal that much after that initial heal. All right, there's some disenchants. Water Elemental finally taken down. Kodo Beast eating on a Spellbreaker, as we could see a handful more units. All right, Blade Master may end up out of mana here. Yes, out of mana, unable to Windwalk, down to 37 and dropping rapidly as the Mountain King now uses or gets invisible in order to now retreat again. No scroll of healing by the Mountain King or the Archmage, as the remaining units are going to try and engage. All right, the entire front line is very low on hit points. This is going to be a very close battle here, but the Demolishers attacking, accidentally doing damage to their own units. There's a Stormbolt onto the Blade Master. Is the Blade Master going to get taken down? That's a lot of mana to lose, as the low hit point Spellbreakers, beautiful micro by the human, making sure, well, I was going to say making sure to keep all of the low hit point Spellbreakers in the back. Healing wave coming across again. Mountain King going after units one at a time. This is now a war of attrition. Who can lose units slower is going to be the winner of this battle, as Spellbreakers are now looking to back off again. Stormbolt onto a Raider. Mountain King now sitting at level 4. However, Spellbreaker was taken out there. Mountain King, is it going to have enough for? No, not going to have enough. You can see Speed Scroll being used. Sorceress is now trying to come across. The Demolisher is rather slow, as the Demolisher trying to get away. Kodo Beast is still right there and actually providing sight for the remainder of the units. All right, Spirit Walker Stormbolt takes it down. Problem with Ethereal Form is you do take double damage, 225 to 450. All of a sudden, that Spirit Walker's life just getting taken out again. Mountain King down to, well, pretty much 0 mana at this point. Archmage has 175 plus and counting, as the Mountain King and Archmage really come out of that last battle smelling like a rose. 65 over 72 compared to 50 over 60. Worker is able to harvest more gold, but in the battle department, it feels like the human army is just constantly able to heal back up more. Scroll has been picked up, a very important heal. As you saw moments earlier, there was just a lot of damage spread across this many units. That Scroll of Healing would then heal up a large amount of hit points fairly fast, as there is just a Water Elemental there. Oh wow, Dust of Appearance being used as the Water Elemental, some sort of sixth sense, knowing that his opponent was just right there. Dust of Appearance will wear off here in just a moment. There is another invisible Water Elemental, as this Water Elemental now makes its way over. Water Elemental now heading back off to the north, perhaps trying to figure out where all of the remaining units are. Raiders are just getting stuck up on each other. Blade Master off over here, as the priest, the two priests, still only at adept training, or initiate training, excuse me, can heal. Or is it 1, 2, 3 priest And the longer this game goes, the more that the heals from those priests are really going to start to take shape and form. Water Elemental off to the north should be keeping track of this army. Archmage realizes, hey, you know what? I cannot engage right now. As the Blade Master now heading back down south. All right, there you have it. The units are now making their way down. Archmage knows exactly where his opponent is, knows that he's chasing, and now there is a Water Elemental off to the north here. Archmage going to go ahead and engage. Demolisher in position. Stormbolt onto a Forest Row Berserker. That is not going to work, as the damage is now being added back up. Water Elemental getting ensnared. Bash coming in as well. Kodo Beast slowly eating on some targets and some easy units here. There's some disenchants going around. Healing Wave coming across again. All right, one Grunt could end up getting taken down. There it goes. Blade Master still wandering around here. The Sorceresses are not getting focused, but they should perhaps be focusing on the Grunts instead. I take it back. There are hardly any more Grunts, as Worker doesn't give the GG and leaves the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 1. Please stay tuned for game number 2.